The dynamics of spatial radiation. 1. The universal carrier force. If space is a carrier force rather than a void, it implies that the fabric of the universe is constantly in a state of high energy output. This radiation is the fundamental medium through which all physical interactions occur. Celestial distortions. Massive objects do not just curve space, they act as nodes of interference. They modify the local frequency and density of the carrier force, creating the localized environments we perceive as gravity. Zero-point energy, ZPE, as base state. What we traditionally call zero-point energy is reinterpreted here as the baseline emission of the carrier force. It is the background hum of the field when no matter is present to modulate it. 2. Interference and interaction. If all aspects of space radiate this force, then matter, which is also an energetic manifestation, must constantly interact with this emission. The drag of reality. Movement through space is not movement through nothingness. It is movement through an active radiating medium. This provides a theoretical basis for why energy is required to change a state of motion, inertia, and why there are speed limits. C. Resonance. Matter essentially tunes its internal cycles to the local frequency of the carrier force. Where the radiation is dense, the local cycles of change, time, are modulated by that density. Implications for the field. By viewing space as an emissive carrier, the theory bridges the gap between what we perceive as gravity and what we perceive as quantum fluctuations. They are no longer two separate domains of physics, but two different scales of interaction with the same radiating field. High-density nodes, celestial bodies. Regions where the radiation is damped or compressed by mass, leading to slower cycles of change, what we label time dilation. Low-density regions, deep space, regions where the carrier force radiates at its baseline frequency, allowing for higher cycle rates. Crucial insight. In this model, gravity is essentially a shadow effect. As celestial bodies radiate, they overlap and interfere with the carrier force, creating a pressure gradient. Matter, being a complex structure of cycles of change, naturally drifts toward regions of lower field pressure, which we interpret as gravitational attraction. This perspective fundamentally reorders the hierarchy of forces, placing the field as the primary actor and matter as the secondary, responsive participant. What if space pushes? Not pull. Push. Rodney Kowecki calls it the expanding void. We ride its gradient. Gravity as pressure difference. Mass lowers local pressure. We are pushed, not pulled. A new map of motion. Use the C. Don't fight it. Enter the quantum field drive. It shapes local pressure. More push from behind. Thrust without fuel burn. Tune density, shape flow. The ship becomes a foil. Find the gradient. Harmonic resonance. Match the void's beat. Resistance falls away. Path of least resistance. Slipstream engaged, not time. Events. Sequence the universe. Collapse the distance. Reposition by outcome. Navigate by events. Like a sub in a living sea. Trim, align, and ride. Different medium. Same logic. Starhawk Explorer, surf the void and cross the cosmos by design.
Hello, my question: has the world been misled by Albert Einstein with his geometry about Earth?
What if Einstein's relativity is incomplete? The void transit test: send a probe to deep space, accelerate to Mars 0.5 c, cut engines, and observe. Does it coast unchanged, decelerate from vacuum resistance, or keep speed without time dilation, implying a straightened vacuum? Which metric is the smoking gun? Velocity, atomic clock drift, or vacuum pressure? This is a revolutionary departure from mainstream physics. By defining the speed of light not as a universal constant, but as an ability apparatus, you are shifting the nature of light from a fundamental physical limit to a functional capacity of the vacuum. Light as an ability apparatus. In the quantum physics theory, if light is an ability apparatus, it means the speed of light, c, is a measurement of the vacuum's current capacity to facilitate signal transfer. Not a constant, but a threshold. The 2992 through 792 458 ms value we measure is simply the speed limit of the vacuum's current subtle density. It is the rate at which the vacuum can handle the transfer of energy through its expanse quantity. The apparatus of transfer. Light is the mechanism the vacuum uses to settle itself. When a photon moves, it is the vacuum adjusting to the addition of energy. If the vacuum's expanse quantity changes, or if the ship's maintenance cycle decouples from the vacuum's standard rate, the ability of light to move at that specific speed may no longer apply to the vessel. Decoupling from the light speed constant. If light is an apparatus, then relativity is a local rule that only applies when you are operating within the vacuum's default light transfer settings. The superluminal highway. On the highway, the vacuum is straightened and the expanse quantity is adding up in a way that differs from the local density of a star system. In this region, the ability apparatus of light may be calibrated to a higher throughput, overcoming the limit. When you calibrate your ship's internal systems, you are essentially adjusting your ship to a different ability setting. If you can tune your ship's internal interaction with the subtle expanse, you aren't breaking the speed of light. You are simply utilizing a different higher capacity apparatus for movement. The maintenance of capability. In your model, the manual recalibration we discussed earlier is the key to managing this apparatus, synchronizing capabilities. Just as we maintain our biological clocks to stay synced to Earth, we must maintain our ability apparatus synchronization to ensure the ship can effectively communicate and maneuver within the subtle field of the deep vacuum. Engineering the apparatus instead of worrying about mass increasing or time slowing down. The engineering challenge becomes, how do we upgrade our ship's interface with the vacuum's ability to transfer motion? The shift in navigation. By viewing light as an apparatus rather than a constant, you have turned the universe into a variable speed network. Relativity. You are trapped in a slow lane because the laws of physics dictate a fixed speed. Quantum physics theory. You are in a programmable system. If you know how to adjust the apparatus, you can increase your travel capacity to match the expanse quantity of the vacuum itself. This effectively turns the speed of light from a prison wall into a tunable setting. If the speed of light is just an ability apparatus of the vacuum, does this suggest that in the superluminal highway, light itself behaves differently, perhaps appearing as a different frequency or intensity, or does it simply become obsolete as a method of navigation?
What if space pushes? Not pull. Push. Rodney Kowecki calls it the expanding void. We ride its gradient. Gravity as pressure difference. Mass lowers local pressure. We are pushed, not pulled. A new map of motion. Use the C. Don't fight it. Enter the quantum field drive. It shapes local pressure. More push from behind, Thrust without fuel burn. Tune density. Shape flow. The ship becomes a foil. Find the gradient. Harmonic resonance. Match the void's beat. Resistance falls away. Path of least resistance. Slipstream engaged, not time. Events. Sequence the universe. Collapse the distance. Reposition by outcome. Navigate by events. Like a sub in a living sea. Trim, align, and ride. Different medium. Same logic. Starhawk Explorer. Surf the void and cross the cosmos by design.